Cascade Hoop Talk, Billy D. Join us on Twitter, Cascade Hoop Talk. Hey, today we have Andrew Hamm, Southwestern College. This first team all-conference, third team all-American, played all 4 years at Southwestern, scored almost 1,500 points in his career, reached the national tournament twice, both times reaching the Sweet 16. Welcome, Andrew. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, how's it going, Bill? Thanks for having me.
No, absolutely. Andrew, you played high school ball in the Houston area. You played at both Kcac, and then you finished up your career at St. Pius for Russell Carr. Those are two programs that have proud histories. Can you just talk about your high school career with those two schools?
Yes, sir. So I went to Kcac from my freshman year to junior year. From my freshman and junior year, we had a very, pretty good organization there. Freshman and sophomore year, I got moved up to varsity. I had some really good guys in front of me, so I had to basically take a back seat to them and learn from them, and watch like how they do things a certain way. Basically, they put in more work, more work than most of the freshmen and sophomores. So it just hit me that like basketball, this is the more work you put in, it can take you a long way. Junior year, my coach, he left, so I was not happy with that. I was looking at trying to transfer to a more stable school, private school at that, and they have better academics. They also have good basketball programs. So I seen that Russell Carr was in the second year at St. Pius High School, and he was looking for players to come transfer and play with him. So my end of junior year, I got my papers and left Kcac and went to St. Pius my senior year, where we made it to the we went 23-5, I think, my senior year at St. Pius, and we made it to the state tournament Final Four, and we came up short and lost to Prestonwood Christian.
But that was a great team at St. Pius. You had one guy I know went to Texas Tech. Didn't you have another D1 guy?
Yes, Nick Mason.
Yeah, so you really had a good team. You guys, like you say, you made it to the TAPS Final Four. That also, you were first team all district, second team all state, and you were all tournament team also.
Yes, sir, I was.
Hey, when did you decide you wanted to play college basketball?
My junior year in high school, whenever I transferred from Kcac to Pius, that summer I really got in the gym with some older guys, overseas guys, college guys, and even G League guys. And I was just watching them play the game of basketball, and I was like, God, these guys are really good at basketball. And I just, I wanted to see if I can get to that level, and I finally did my senior year. And I was like, I was very excited to take the next step and play at the collegiate level.
So talk about that process and that decision to go play basketball at Southwestern.
Coach O'Brien, head coach here at Southwestern, him and Ronnie Marner texted me from the beginning of my junior year to end of senior year this summer, and they just stayed on me, seeing how I was doing, always trying to get me to come here. And I never had a coach so interested in me. So it gave me the strength to keep pushing, going hard, and just trusting the process.
Andrew, I hear that from so many players that the reason they chose a particular school is, the coaches stayed in contact with them. Was that one of the overriding decisions?
Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it, honestly. I don't think nobody wants somebody wants to go to a school where they're not wanted, Like a lot of guys say, a lot of guys like to brag, I got D1 coach text me this and that, or D2, a lot of people don't understand NAI level. It has a lot of talent. And I didn't notice that until I actually came to Southwestern.
Well, let's talk about your initiation into college basketball. You get over there to Southwestern, your freshman year, you got to play. Talk about your initiation into NAI basketball. What did you find out about the college game?
College game coming in, it was a lot faster. It was less set shots. It was more running on the move shot, catch and shoot, quick releases. like I said, the game's way faster. Guys are bigger, stronger. Basically, when I got here, I watched Cam Clark. I think he was a 4-time All-American. He played pro as well. I watched him and Cam Hunt when I coming in, and I even redshirted my freshman year, so I had a chance to learn from other guys in front of me. Once I got in the gym with those guys and seeing what they did on the floor, I just know that like my work was going to carry over.
How much of an advantage was that to you to be able to redshirt and get familiar not only with the college game but the game atmosphere in the college level?
It was great, and I think I don't regret it whatsoever. I think redshirting probably was the best thing for me, especially young, wasn't really focused, freshman year of college, just coming in, being a knucklehead and stuff like that. But yeah, redshirting was the best thing for me. I got to learn a lot. I got to see the atmosphere, and I just wanted next year. I just wanted to, be able to play in the atmosphere, be able to, hear my name in the crowd, people cheering me on.
So Andrew, how did you feel about being redshirted when it happened, though?
I wasn't too, mad or sad. I was just like, this is a time for me to take it in and just, get better and see where it goes from there.
When you were redshirting, did you get to travel and see the various places in the conference?
No, I did not. I had to watch them online. But I always practiced with the guys. I was like, on the redshirt team, I was the leading scorer that our team was playing. So basically, they had to guard me tough every practice.
So, I have at the end of your freshman year, your minutes increased throughout the year. And at the end of your freshman year, you played in the Kcac tournament. And you played, I'm trying to remember, you played about 18 minutes a game. Did that experience mature you as a basketball player, playing in that one and done college atmosphere?
Yeah, because what really touched me is seeing the seniors going out there and playing like it's their last, So I was just like, this is the real deal. I gotta step up. The seniors in front of me, they're gonna be gone next year, so it starts now. I didn't want to go home. I love to win, and that game really, it just hit me. It was like I'm really in this situation right now, and I wanted to continue to make it in that situation, so I continued to put in more work.
Well, and it paid off because in your sophomore year, your role increased significantly. You played in every game. You averaged about 20 minutes a game. You guys won 27 games. You had a very good team your sophomore year. Talk about that sophomore year. Talk about that team.
My sophomore year, we had a great team. We had guys who came in that transferred and just balled in immediately to the system. Trusted OB, everything he was telling us, it was going well, and the guys actually like midway through the season, the guys on that team actually just like started buying in like more and more, and they were just seeing the bigger picture, if that makes sense, what they wanted more at the end of the season. We had a bunch of shooters on that team that year. We had Myron Fisher, Jacob Horst, me, of course, Cameron Hunt, and Lawan Hardy. We had a bunch of shooters on the team. So that team, the difference between that team and the freshman year team, the freshman year team, we really didn't buy in as much as we did the sophomore year team.
Well, you got all the way to the conference tournament championship that year. You fell to Oklahoma Wesleyan, kind of an arch rival. Did that loss change the way you prepared for the national tournament?
Yeah, it did. Because I say during the conference championship game against Oklahoma Wesleyan, we didn't have the state not putting more shooters out there. We kept more of the drivers out there, so the floor wasn't really spaced as much. So after that, we got to the national tournament and we changed the game. We spaced the floor out more. We beat Roosevelt, and then we ran into Cornerstone, a really, really, really good NAIA basketball team.
As you say, you beat Roosevelt, made the round of 16. You fell to Cornerstone, but that Cornerstone team had Kyle Stienga and Sam Vanderslice. Just how good was that team? I think that's a very good team.
Really good team. We started off really good against them. We played well as a team the first half. Second half, I don't think Cornerstone missed, to be honest. I don't think they missed the second half.
Well, they definitely had the horses on that team.
Yeah.
You know, you got to play quite a bit. That was your sophomore year. I think you averaged 20 minutes a game at the national tournament. You know, and you suffered that loss. You know, no matter how far you make it, that final loss always hurts, right? So how determined were you coming into your junior season?
Junior season, I wanted to go back. You know, it was my first year going in that national tournament. It was a great experience, seeing so many good teams, good players. Going in junior year, we had Cameron Hunt still, we had Brent Smith still, and we added Ahmad Pratt and Simpson Anderson, two lethal shooters. Simpson Anderson is probably one of my favorite teammates I ever played with, as well as Cameron Hunt. Also, junior year, Brent Smith was our center, like I said, and he was also a great guy to play with.
So how did you guys feel, you know, coming into the season? Did you know you were good?
We did, but we stayed humble, you know. Like, if we knew we were good coming into the season, I knew we would have had a very unhappy season, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
We took every day as if we can get better. You know, Coach OB always says when we go to practice, we get to be here today. We don't have to. You know, it makes sense. We have to.
Well, that team, you definitely were doing something right. You started out 10-0, but then in early December, friends came to town. It was a home game, and you guys went 11 for 45 from the 3-point line. Cam Hunt went 9 for 23, and Jordan Murdoch, he dropped 35 on you. Do you remember that game?
Yeah, that game was that one hurt. That was I think that was probably the only game I lost to friends in my career. I think only. Like you said, we went 11 for 45 from three. Not our best night, and we also didn't defend well that game. We knew going in that game, if we defended well, we would win the game. We didn't shoot well, so that's one reason why we didn't win. And then we did not guard really well. Jordan Murdoch ate us up that game.
Well, Andrew, you guys responded pretty well. You won 10 more after that before you had to go to Wichita to take on Friends again. How bad did you want that win and pay them back at their place?
Oh, we wanted it so bad. And going into that game, you know, we know, like, we were telling each other, like, hey, guys, we practice for this all year long. You know, we go out here and do what we do in practice, trust each other, and play for each other. We'll live with the outcome. Also, that game, my favorite play, Simpson Anderson, when he blocked Jordan Murdoch and went down and dunked it, I knew that right then. I knew that's what I knew, and the tempo we were going to win that game.
So how much time was that in overtime that happened?
I think it was second half, end of the second half.
Okay, and then you guys just grabbed momentum on that play?
Yes, sir.
Well, Cam Hunt, he definitely did his thing. He sent the game into overtime, and then he hit that last second shot.
He hit the last buzzer. Hit the buzzer.
Not only did you win the game, but you also paid them back because, number one, you beat them at their place, but you held them to 7 for 27 from three. So you played defense as well.
Yes, we did. That game I think we played better defensively than we did on offense. The defensive end, we knew that game, if we handled that, the offense will just, you know, it'll fall in our hands because we had so many good offensive players, even on the bench.
And then you only lost one more time in conference, and that brought you to senior night for all the marbles. And who comes to town? Number 1 in the country, Oklahoma Wesleyan.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that night? Senior night, your junior year.
Mm-hmm.
Cameron Hunt scored, sent it into overtime. Brooks Haddock, he hit either one or two shots right at the very end. I think he hit the game. Didn't he hit the game winner in overtime?
Yeah, he did. Malvo, he came down, pulled a 3 from deep NBA range. He airballed. All he had to do was touch rim. If he would have touched rim, we would have got the rebound and we would have won. But he airballed. Some guy tipped it to Haddock in the corner, and he hit it for the game winner.
And Brooks Haddock was a freshman that year.
Yes, he was.
Man, even as a freshman, he's ice water. You know, I got to watch him against Spring Arbor at the tournament. That was really the first time I watched him in person. And, boy, he can get hot, can't he?
Yeah, he can get hot quick. I think he's one of the best shooters I ever played against.
Actually, Brooks Haddock, he had the last second shot to send it to the second overtime, and then Jake Fikert hit the heroic shot at the end of the second overtime to beat you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I got a and one to send one game to overtime, and I made the free throw too as well. I think it was the first overtime. Yeah, we drew up a play. It went wrong, and I came up all the way up from the other side of the court, dribbled all the way down, got fouled, finished the layup, and made my free throws to tie the game up.
Well, that must have felt good, huh?
Yeah, it was probably one of the biggest moments in my career. After I made it, I was like, oh, like I just a whole bunch of drilling, and the crowd was going crazy. Everybody hugging me, Coach OB screaming, "Way to be tough, Drew!" It was fun.
Oh, that must have been an awesome moment.
Yeah,
You could tell that story your whole life.
my whole life, and even my kids later down the road.
Well, heck, your grandkids.
Yeah.
Of course, they won't believe you. They won't believe that old man could have ever done that.
Yeah. I've been trying to save the video for that long too. I think I'll still have it.
So you ended up losing to Oklahoma Wesleyan. That was a huge game. That was probably the biggest game in the country.
Yeah.
For the whole year.
It was so crazy that we had standing room only during that game, and Stewart Fieldhouse has never been that packed. I don't think never been that packed. We could barely hear ourselves thinking there. And Stewart Fieldhouse, everybody's close to you. The atmosphere, everybody's close, the environment's close. And we our student section is just crazy every year.
So you headed out to Sioux Falls. Once again you guys made it to the round of 16. And again, Andrew, this was arguably the best team Southwestern ever had. You were going up against Marion. What did you know about Marion before you played them? What were you worried about?
I think we matched up well with Marion. I think my junior year, we were the best running team in the country, and I don't think nobody wanted to deal with that, And going in the tournament, we knew Marion was in there, and we're like, everybody was telling us like Marion's the best team in the tournament, this and that, and we were so excited to play them. I never seen a group of guys just ready to go to war against I think, top 3 team in the nation that year. Mm-hmm. And basically we went in there, like I said, just trusting the process. We put in the work. We went hard in practice. We played for each other. We loved each other out there. No selfish plays, this and that. And Marion just, they were stacked. We were up, I think 9 or 7 in the second half, and they went on a run, and they just couldn't miss for the next 5 minutes of that second half. They couldn't miss, and all we could do was just keep defending and trusting what Coach said.
Yeah, they had that great trio. They were all seniors: Wes Stowers, Reggie Casaniel, T.J. Henderson. Those guys combined for 67 points, and as you said, they put it together late in that second half and ended up running away from you.
Yes, they did.
How disappointing was that, knowing that was definitely a team that had a chance to go all the way?
Yeah, I thought after they beat it, we all talked. We're like, if we thought they would actually win the national tournament, because we thought for sure they were the best team in there. I think they had the most talent that any IA team has seen in a long time.
Basketball is a funny game. Who knows what's going to happen on any given night. Spring Arbor beat them, I think, the next night. No, Spring Arbor beat them in the Final Four.
Final Four, yes, the Final Four. They did in the Final Four. And then Spring Arbor went on to beat Oregon Tech to win it all.
So Cameron Hunt, Simpson Anderson, they're gone. Brent Smith's gone. So this season you come out, how did you feel about your team? You knew you were losing a lot of great players.
We do lose a lot of great players, but at the same time, Coach OB's really good at recruiting. So he brought in guys that can replace, the guys we lost. And coming in, it's just guys we're used to having 4-year guys, 3-year guys. We barely have 2-year or 1-year guys. And we had a bunch of 2-year and 1-year guys this year. They're unfamiliar with the system. They're not familiar with his methods in coaching. So they had to buy in quicker than the other guys last year, because we had more returners. And I think, let's say November when we picked it up, because we started off 0-4 my senior year. We picked it up. We had a team meeting. Everybody got together, and we just said, "Hey, man, do we really want the season to be like this with all the talent we have?" And we all just sat down in the locker room, talked, and just basically put it together after that. And we won, I think, 5 straight. Yeah, I think we won 5 straight. We went 5-4, lost before the break, came back and went 15-3.
Do you feel that team meeting and just challenging each other was what turned the season around for you after Thanksgiving?
Yes, sir, for sure. I think guys started seeing the bigger picture once they wanted more. It's not normal when you get a team with so much talent and you get guys to, buy in and put their pride aside. Once you get that, you're going to have a very special team.
Well, whatever that meeting was about, it must have worked because coming out of Thanksgiving break, do you remember who you played?
Well,
it was Oklahoma Wesleyan.
Oh, yes, we did.
Yeah,
We won
another overtime game, but you won this one.
Another overtime. Yes, sir.
During that, as you said, you turned it around pretty quick. You were right. You went 15-3 down the stretch, but I think it was in the York game in December. You lost Justin Criddle.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about that loss. That was a big loss for you guys.
Yeah, it was a big loss to us. Criddle was a very talented point guard. He tore something connected to his hip, so that game he set out the rest of the game. And going in that game, I didn't think that would happen, but after it happened, we all were like, oh, we gotta step up. We gotta win this game. And I think everybody stepped up that game. I remember, everybody stepped up that game. That's how we came up with the victory.
Yeah, you guys ended up beating them. Hey, where is the toughest place to play in the Kcac?
Toughest place to play, Oklahoma Wesleyan.
Yeah. Well, tell me why.
It's so hard to hear in there. When people are screaming and cheering, it echoes really loud.
A lot of people have told me that Oklahoma Wesleyan is a tough place to play.
Yeah, it's very tough.
Tough start. You guys did get it together, like you say, 15-3 down the stretch, but you just couldn't get over the hump and get into the rankings and get ranked high enough to get a bid. Did you know going into the conference tournament that it was do or die?
Yes, I did know that.
So you're going in, you're going to play Bethel. How'd you feel about that matchup?
I knew it was going to be a tough matchup. Bethel gave us problems all year. They're a really good defensive team. They're athletic. They run the floor really well. They got guys who can make plays. So we knew going that game, if we handle business and not turn the ball over, we will be fine. And we turned the ball over a little too much the first half, and that's what hurt us the most going into the second half.
You ended up losing that game in a heartbreaker. You were at home. You lost by 1 point. Your career ended on your home court. Talk about that moment.
It was tough, seeing all my other teammates sad and down. I really felt bad for the seniors because not too many seniors get a chance to play, ball after their senior year, play ball after senior year. So, I just really felt bad for them, but you can't, basketball, you can't always control what happens in basketball. You just got to move on to the next day, still put your work in, go lift on your own, shoot on your own, hang out with the guys still after a loss. It's all about making sure y'all are all still on the same page and still loving each other and still being there for each other.
You were you always been known as a scorer. Who's the toughest defender in the Kcac?
The toughest defender in the Kcac. I will have to say Jalen Scott for Bethel.
Talk about why.
He 6'5" guy, really long, strong. He got Defensive Player of the Year as a sophomore. And he sits down and guards, man. He's really good at it. He reminds me, I don't know, his arms and hands reminds me of Kawhi Leonard. He just knows how to, he knows the game of basketball really well, and he knows how to sit down and stop somebody from scoring as well.
So, Andrew, can you talk a minute about Coach O'Brien? He's built a really great program there at Southwestern. Just talk about what he's meant to that program.
Coach O'Brien is probably one of the best coaches I ever had. He's a great guy. He loves his players. He'll do anything for us. He's always there for us, no matter what. But also, Coach OB loves to win, and nothing would stop that. So, like I said, you said Justin Criddle got hurt. We kept going. We started off 0-4. He kept pushing. When we started off 0-4, nobody expected us to finish second in conference or even make the KCAC tournament. But OB, Coach Miser, our coach and assistant, he also, they both bought in together and just kept telling us we're going to get better. So you got to keep trusting it, this, and that. OB also, he loves the game of basketball. I never met a coach who loves it so much.
What has it meant to you to be a part of that Southwestern Mound Builder basketball? You're part of their history now.
Yeah, it means a lot to me, man. I love the game of basketball, just knowing that I left my mark here and, I have a lot of accolades from here. It means a lot. It makes me want to keep going and seeing what I can do at the professional level next year.
So is that what you're doing now? You're trying to check out those options and see what might be available?
Yes, sir. I got a couple agencies I'm talking to right now.
Well, I certainly wish you good luck with that. How about school, Andrew? You're set to graduate?
Yes, sir. I am. I'm set to graduate in May.
What'd you major in?
Sports management.
It's always good to have that backup plan. Want to play basketball as long as you can. I certainly understand that. You don't want to look back when you're 50 and say, "What if?" But you'll have that backup plan with you as well. Are you thinking you might want to coach or something?
Yeah, that's been part of my decisions. But the main thing I want to do is after I play professional, I want to come back, open up my own training facility for young athletes, and start like leagues for all sports almost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I also want to have like ACT, SAT tutoring. A lot of guys or girls really, I don't think their parents can afford that. That's a huge step to get in college, and I want my kids to be able to have the grades and also get their work done on and off the court at the facility.
Andrew, I love that idea. So looking after the entire person, not just the athlete.
Yes, sir. I was gonna also have like a few like a food station for them. Then come in and get Gatorades, snacks. I have, my plan was that probably hire a chef as well, so he can actually make something healthy for them. Just so they can see how pros eat, live. What it takes to play at the next level.
Oh, that would be great because, a lot of, and you can speak to this, right, Andrew, is a lot of high school players, they think they want to go play college basketball, but they don't understand the commitment that it's going to take.
Yeah, they don't understand what it takes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys don't.
I'm always encouraging high school coaches to, have their players listen to these interviews and understand, what commitment you're going to have to make to play college basketball. Andrew, I really appreciate you taking the time to be on the show. You had a fantastic career at Southwestern, and I certainly hope wish you the best of luck with it, whatever you take on as you move forward here.
Thank you, Bill, so much. I really enjoyed this. This was a great experience for me. You have a good day.